Welcome to Wellywood Wargaming, where the grim dark never sleeps. Crack open a bottle of Wild Snake and spark up a low stick as we take a journey down Underhive.
In 1993, Games Workshop took an epic voyage into the stormy seas of Warhammer Fantasy. This naval combat game brought the high-stakes drama of the old world's oceans to life, complete with richly detailed lore, tactical gameplay, and iconic miniatures of the 90s Games Workshop era. So let's hoist those sails and explore everything that made Man O' War such a cult classic in the Warhammer community. In 1993, Games Workshop embarked on an epic voyage into the stormy seas of Warhammer Fantasy with Man O' War. This naval combat game brought the high-stakes drama of the old world's oceans to life, complete with richly detailed lore, tactical gameplay, and some of the most iconic miniatures of the era. The seas of the old world are as dangerous as its lands, teeming with monsters, magic, and marauding fleets. In Man O' War, the oceans became a theatre of war, where the fates of nations were decided on the waves, each faction's fleet as an extension of its culture and power. The disciplined empire sends its great ships and wolf ships to patrol the seas and crush pirate incursions. The dwarves, ever practical, command ironclads powered by steam and stubborn determination, while the high elves glide across the waves in elegant hawk ships and dragon ships, their speed and precision unmatched. But not all who sail do so with noble intentions. The orcs and goblins revel in mayhem with crude but deadly hulks and smasher ships. Chaos fleets bring devastation with fire, magic, and otherworldly monstrosities. Even the undead rise from the depths, haunting the oceans with cursed galleons and ghostly vessels. The lore weaves tales of intrigue, heroism, and horror. Sea monsters attack ships without warning. Magic-infused storms can turn the tide of battle or sink entire fleets. And then there are the dark legends, whispered by sailors, of undead admirals, chaos-warped leviathans, and cursed treasure that's better left unfound. The core of Man O' War is its dynamic naval combat system. Players control fleets of ships, each with a specific role. Flagships command vessels like the Empire Great Ship or Chaos Battle Barge, which can lead entire fleets with devastating firepower. Smaller ships such as Dwarf Monitors or High Elf Eagle ships used for flanking, support, or screening your larger vessels. And then special units, unique ships like Orc Driller Killers or Chaos Hellrammers, each with bizarre and destructive abilities. The game's mechanics emphasized realism and strategy. Ships moved according to the wind direction, and positioning was key. Maneuvering to deliver broadsides or avoid devastating rams required tactical finesse. Combat blended ranged firepower, boarding actions, and even magical attacks. The interplay of factions added depth. Dwarf ships relied on their durability and firepower, while orc fleets thrived on chaos, ramming, and kamikaze tactics. High elves used speed and range to strike from a distance, whereas chaos fleets unleashed magic and summoned monsters and demons to disrupt their enemies. One of Man O' War's standout features was its diverse factions, each with distinct miniatures and playstyles. The backbone of the old world's naval power, the Empire fleets featured great ships bristling with cannons and wolf ships equipped with boarding hooks. Their design evoked Renaissance-era galleons, combining functionality with grandeur. The dwarves, masters of engineering, the dwarves commanded steam-powered ironclads with rotating turrets and reinforced hulls. Their ships were slow but nearly indestructible, perfect for those who preferred to weather enemy assaults before delivering crushing counterattacks. The High Elves, known for their speed and elegance, High Elf ships like the Dragon ship were swift and deadly. Their miniatures captured their ethereal beauty and intricate sails and flowing lines. Orcs and goblins, in true greenskin fashion, their ships were ramshackle creations built for destruction. The Driller Killer, for instance, featured a massive drill meant to pierce enemy hulls, while Smasher Hulks were essentially floating wrecking balls. Chaos ships were as terrifying as you'd expect. The Hellrammer could plough through ships like a battering ram, while the Plague Crab wreaked havoc with magical and biological weaponry. Chaos Sorcery ensured their ships could summon storms or unleash devastating spells. And then the undead. Silent and sinister, undead fleets featured spectral galleons and cursed crews. Ghost ships ignored conventional rules of engagement, passing through obstacles and spreading fear wherever they sailed. These miniatures weren't just game pieces, they were works of art. Painters and modelers took pride in bringing these ships to life, and even today they stand as some of Games Workshop's most iconic designs. The core game was only the beginning. Sea of Blood introduced massive sea monsters, fortresses and advanced campaign rules, adding layers of narrative and spectacle. Plague Fleet then brought Nurgle's corruption to the seas, with diseased ships and rules for spreading plagues across enemy fleets. These expansions expanded the game's lore and mechanics, ensuring that no two battles were ever the same. Man of War was part of a grand tradition of naval wargames, but its fantastical elements set it apart. It brought the gritty realism of ship-to-ship combat into the magic-infused chaos of the Warhammer fantasy world. Its influence can be seen in later games like Dreadfleet, though the latter never quite captured the tactical depth of Man of War. Even Age of Sigmar's Idoneth Deepkin carry echoes of this maritime masterpiece with their fleets of sea creatures and oceanic themes. Though it's been long out of print, Man of War remains a beloved classic. Its detailed rules, stunning miniatures and rich lore continue to inspire fans. Modern hobbyists recreate fleets, craft custom models and adapt house rules to keep the spirit of the game alive. For those willing to dive in, Man of War offers an experience unlike any other, an epic clash of tactics, artistry and storytelling on the high seas of the Warhammer fantasy world. Few games capture the majesty and chaos of naval warfare like Man of War. It's a testament to Games Workshop's creative brilliance and a legacy worth celebrating.